All right, we're getting ready to cut a custom sign, and I thought I would just kind of walk you through our process of how we go about making a sign. So we're using the Picket 3XXL here. And what I've done here is I've taken a piece of particle board and put it on top of my wasteboard. That's just how I chose to do it. But I just have a spot here where I start most of my cuts from, okay? And I have this saved in Carbide Create, this XY position, so we can go straight to that position, and we don't have to do that for every cut job that way. All we really have to do is set our Z height. So what we have here are two pieces of fence picket material. They're 19 inches long, and we just line it up to that line. Now, most of our cuts that we're doing, when you're making signs and cutting parts and things, it's not all that critical that be dead straight, perfect. If it's off a 16th or even really an 1/8 of an inch, it's not that big a deal. And then to hold my board to the wasteboard, somebody recommended, hey, just use some staples or pin nails or brad nail or whatever. So I use 1-inch staples here in my stapler and just pop one right in the upper corner and lower corner here. Just those two corners usually get the job done. Now, because my sign is a little bit taller, we're going to actually put two pieces together in the finished product. So I would just lay them side by side and pop a staple here, 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 and here. And what we're cutting is not going to hit those staples at those locations. I always make my board a little oversized for that purpose. But then that way we don't have to use clamps or nothing. We can just get right to it. And I kind of did that out of necessity. I bought this unit used from an auto upholstery shop, and they did not give me very many clamps. And quite frankly, the spoil board that they had threaded inserts, but it was a homemade one. And those inserts sometimes were not very far below the top surface of the wasteboard. They weren't really put in there right. And so I was afraid that my bits would hit those inserts. So that was a concern of mine. So I just took that off and just went with the staples. And I've cut all kinds of things. And the staples work perfectly fine for what we're doing. So at any rate, I'll go ahead and mount those with my stapler. And then we'll take a quick look at what we're cutting. And then we'll actually cut. So you can see there are staples in that little corner there, and that will hold the boards in place while we are getting this cut out. So let's take a look at the artwork, and then we'll get to cutting here. All right, I just wanted to show you my artwork setup a little bit. A couple of key points that I think are helpful. Because I know where my staples are going to be down here in the lower corner. Now keep in mind that, let's look at that, my overall artwork sheet here is 18 inches, but in actuality my board is 19 inches, okay? So I could go ahead and change this out to 19, might as well. But it is 11.5 inches tall, which is 2 fence pickets, okay? So this is truly representative of what my setup is, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna come in here, select all of my artwork, and we'll go ahead and move this because you can see how much extra area I have over on this side. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares in this way, and then back over here we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares that way. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's going to get us right where we need to be. Now keep in mind, earlier I showed you the staples is right there at the corner of the board. And so because of where our staples are placed and the extra space I gave myself, we know that there's no chance of running into those staples with our tool paths, okay? And again, 2 fence pickets tall is 11 inches, but did I put 11 and a half? I did. And I did not mean to do that. So what we're gonna have to do then, of course, is we're gonna have to change the overall height of our design, because we can't be more than 10 and a half inches tall. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We are going to keep proportions, so this can't be more than 10 and a half. So that will give us just a little bit, of room there to make sure that it cuts out on this board. Okay. Now, so all that's perfectly good. So we'll go over to our tool paths here, and let's just look at those real quick. We have an advanced V-carve, a V-carve, and a contour. So we're going to run the 1/4 inch end mill first, and all the inside of our trees, our big text here. There's a couple of holes right there on welcome. That's all going to be done with a 1/4 inch end mill. Then we'll come in with our 60-degree V-bit and do everything else. Okay, and then we'll finish up with our contour, 1/4 inch contour to cut the contour. All right, so now we can go ahead and we're going to switch over to, I'll tell you what, let's save this because we did make some changes. And then let's go over to Carbide Motion here. Let's go ahead and load a new file. And we are going to choose the, let's see here, right here, Truex sign. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get that loaded and hit done. We could hit our view just real quick to make sure it's looking like we want it to. But yes, that looks done. So we'll come over here to Quick Actions, and we'll choose the V-bit or the candy cart part setup. And then we'll go over to the jog menu here, and we'll go to Rapid Position, Rapid to Current XY. And what that should do is that should land us right there. See there? And you can see that that bit is right in line. In fact, let's go back over here. Now let's just go ahead and do Rapid to Current Z plus 6 millimeters. Okay, so that's going to show us that we Z'd this out, because this is what I was cutting previously. Now, you can see that that bit is in just a little bit. So we might sneak that out just a little bit and over, because on this particular example, we don't have that much room to cheat. Because again, we're cutting out 11 inches tall, or 10 and a half inches tall, and this is 11. So we really don't have that 1/4 inch to spare. So I'll back this off just a touch, come forward just a touch, and to the left just a touch. The Z is fine. So we can go ahead and cut this out. So this is just a little sample sign that I made up. And you see here where it says Truex Family. I'm not really happy with that font. And I want this to pop a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to route us a new little plaque to kind of sit on top of this. And so I've got my piece of fence picket here. So this is just a piece of scrap fence picket. And we'll go ahead and hold it down with a couple staples like normal. There we go. And now I've already done the artwork for my little plaque. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. and we'll get it cut. All right, so this is the artwork I decided to go with. And if we go over here to tool paths, you can kind of see. Now what we're going to be using is we're going to be using a 1/4 inch end mill. And then we're also going to be using a 30-degree V-bit. So if you want to look at the simulated view here, go ahead and get rid of our tool paths so you can see what that's going to look like. And I just think that's going to look a little bit better, should look a little bit better than what we have on there currently. So that's what we're going to cut. So like I said, I've already got this all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and get to cutting, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all cut out. Well, there you have it. That is the finished product with our new little badge on there. I think it looks really, it actually adds a little to the sign as well. Gives a little bit more dimension. So I hope you enjoyed this one and get inspired to make yourself one of these. I will put the SVG file on the website, $5plants.com, so you can use this as a template to make your own sign.